Let's talk New York Giants. Joe Schoen speaking today, everybody. General manager of the Giants. Last we saw him, he was in front of a microphone on the show. He's been on another microphone since then. We showed a soundbite of him and Brian Daboll saying, absolutely, Daniel Jones can be a winning quarterback in this league, and he's our quarterback. And now on the verge of them drafting 6th overall because last season was such a lost season, and they definitely, when Jones was healthy, saw more results out of their offense with Tommy Cutlets last year than Daniel Jones. More wins and a lot more life with the third stringer than with their franchise quarterback that they paid franchise money minus, not plus, franchise minus money, I guess. $40 million though there's no minus to it other than just on your salary cap. And so a lot of Giants fans are like, no, he's not the guy, and we don't believe he's the guy. And the question is, what does the general manager think now that they're 1 week away from drafting 6th overall, unless they move up? This is what he had to say on the question, I guess, of buyer's remorse, still being asked about that in relation to Jones.
Where are you right now, maybe small and big picture, on Daniel Jones?
Yeah, like I said before, the expectation is for him to be our starter. Again, I don't have a crystal ball. I hope he doesn't have any setbacks. He's working his tail off. One of the things, you go back and you watch the 2022 season or, all of his throws in 2022, like he was a 25-year-old player that played at a high level, and we won 10 games and we won a playoff game. And I'm still confident in Daniel, the way he's wired, what he showed us in 2022. Again, do we have the best start to the season last year? Absolutely not. And a lot, anything that could have went wrong, it seems like it did early on between injuries and some other things. So I've still got a lot of confidence in Daniel.
So my bad for mischaracterizing the question from what sounds like my longtime colleague from NFL Network and NFL Media. It sounded like Kim Jones to me. Penn State's finest. Won't bring up the fact that I did take her and LeVar Arrington down in Celebrity Sports Jeopardy years ago.
That's true.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Michigan beat everybody from Penn State on that day. Long story short, I miss working with Kim. Great question. Where are you now, long and short term? Led to one of our favorite cliches. I don't have a crystal ball.
Didn't know that was coming. Yeah.
We do have one. I unfortunately ordered one way too big and heavy for the joke. It's over there. I can't even lug it over
really
here.
Nice.
Honestly, I'm running Sunday. I don't want to throw out my back bringing it over here. It's terrible. It's not like a bowling ball. It's way heavier.
It looks like the one.
It was a dumb choice by me. I thought I needed something big for. Long story short, he doesn't have the crystal ball.
I support that,
and he's not wrong. Hey, 25-year-old quarterback in 2022 won a playoff game with him, so we gave him $40 million because we couldn't or wouldn't sign Saquon to a long-term deal, so we gave it to Daniel, franchise tagged Saquon. Now, if we could crystal ball it, we kind of reverse those choices, I imagine.
God,
but just file that one away, and I'm not saying it's lying season with Joe. I'm not saying that. Just file that one away to see if 1 week from tonight they've got themselves a shiny new quarterback object, 6th overall, or even higher up because they traded up to go get this person, to say the draft board just fell in a way that they could not turn down the opportunity.
I feel like that's coming.
Okay. What's more likely, that?
That is super likely.
Or, hold on a minute, this is what Shane had to say about drafting a quarterback in this year's draft and the necessity of it.
Do you still feel like you need or want to add a quarterback in the draft?
I don't think so. I think with, Drew's experience, he started games and played, and, Daniel's experience, and then what Tommy did last year, another year in the system. Tommy's come a long way. So, no, I think we could go in with the season with the 3 that we have, and, I'd be comfortable with that.
Okay. So can I interpret that as well? Again, I am fluent in week before draft talk. 21st draft rodeo for me coming up. Go ahead and hit it.
What were they really thinking?
Here's what I'm really thinking. I'm sorry, Joe Shane, to do this to you, but here's what I'm really thinking is, let's just say the Patriots want to basically take everyone's firstborn around here for the right to trade up to 3. We love Drake May. And let's just say we get beaten to the punch at number 4 for J.J. McCarthy, or we just don't really believe in J.J. McCarthy enough to have given up what requires us from going to 6 to 4. And we do have, once the draft is over, due to circumstances beyond our control, we do have to now come back in front of the Giants fan base that just got outraged with me pointing out how Drew Lock is here and Tommy DeVito is still on our team, and Daniel Jones, who Giants fans don't want to see play for us ever again, that we are now in the same boat. I don't want to have you come to me and say, I said something otherwise before the draft. And scene. That said, I do believe they're walking out of this draft 1 week from tonight with a shiny new object at quarterback. I believe it.
In the top 10.
They're going to either move up to go get one or stay there at 6. And the way the draft board drops, McCarthy will be there at 6. Now, the Giants fans out there pushing back at all of what I've said into this microphone, oh, you could stay at 6 and get McCarthy. We don't need to give up more draft prospects for him. Let me tell you something. When it all comes down to it, if this kid shows up and does what I think he can do at the next level, you won't remember what draft choices you gave up to Arizona to go from 6 to 4. You won't recall it for a split second. You won't be sitting there, years from now watching this kid ball out because he's got cojones, which you need in the New York, New Jersey area to play for the New York Football Giants in the NFC East. You won't be sitting there lamenting, we could have had one more weapon for him had we not given up that third or second or what have you. So that's my prediction. Couldn't be wrong. We go on the air next Friday. Joel Klatt's sitting there because he's our guest, and he's the one that said that the Daniel Jones draft choice in Nashville was going to set the Giants franchise back for a decade. We'll see what he's got to say about what the Giants do 1 week from tomorrow.
One playoff win.
Hey.
He's not far off.
Dude, and I understand Joe Schoen saying that because guess what, man? He looked, Daniel Jones, like Kaepernick against the Green Bay Packers in that game in Minnesota. He was dynamite. He was awesome. And then the Eagles eviscerated him. And then next season, he looked terrible, shut out by the Cowboys opening night, had to pull, something out of his orifice in Arizona to actually win one of his only games, I think, in the first month and a half, and then he gets hurt. 49ers crushed him. I mean, they crushed his soul. So that's what you need to do. You actually need to be better with Daniel Jones. And I think Giants fans are done with that, personally. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.